Welcome to Podcast 1, The Dream. This is about the people, the places, the events, some good, some bad, the events that have shaped where we are right now. A special thank you goes to my lovely wife and my best friend, Annette. She was a firefighter and has never been a sailor, but she quickly learned the ropes. She is catching on so well. She has said on more than one occasion that she could push me overboard and sail by herself. I might be the captain, but she will always be my admiral. Thank you to all of my friends. You are the ones who have freely given the love and support that has helped me get through some very tough times, and a lot of happy ones we have shared together. There are too many to name, but I'm sure you know who you are because I have deliberately omitted your names to protect the guilty. To all the people who are thinking of doing the same or something similar as we have done, just do it. Go for it. Live in the slow lane and enjoy what life has to offer. The name we chose for our beautiful yacht is a combination of both of the first half of our Christian names, Annette and Campbell. We shortened this down to Anacam. Like most cruisers, we have a name for our dinghy, and ours is called McKenna, which just happens to be Anacam spelt backwards. The dream. It is almost impossible to explain to most people who do not share the same dream. They often ask us why we are making this voyage to far-off lands that have totally different cultures, foods, languages, and customs to our own. Why would we want to leave our safe lifestyle that has all of the convenience within a few minutes of our home? Why we just don't do what most people would say is normal and just have a holiday on some organised tour or jump on a cruise ship to see the sights of the world. Not that there is anything wrong with that, if that is what you want from life. If that is what your dreams and aspirations entail, we say good luck to you. As they say, each to their own. Then after you have had your holiday, you go back to your workplace to earn the money that you need to replace the money that the holiday cost, plus the money that you need to pay off the car that you need to get to work, and the money that you need to service the home loan for the house that you leave empty every working day. It also amazes me that a large percentage of our population spend their whole life working very hard in high-pressure jobs so that when they retire, they can enjoy their superannuation and investments to travel the world. But because of the stress that comes with their high-paying jobs, and in some cases what the job has exposed them to, by the time that they even think of travelling, they do not have the health to enjoy what this wonderful world has to offer. We have chosen this path so that we are not treated like tourists, and this has been the case many times over the last 6 years. Another cruiser told me many years ago that when you sail into a port in a foreign land, the locals will treat you with the respect as they would one of their own. They freely give information on the best locations for provisions, repairs and fuel. They are also amazed when they see our Australian flag and almost always ask if we have just sailed all the way from Australia. They are still in awe that we tell them, no, we just sailed from Croatia and we are now have arrived back in Australia via the Atlantic, the Caribbean and the Pacific Oceans. We also travel from one country to the next when we feel like it, weather dependent that is. We have no fixed itinerary, so we can go to the out-of-the-way places that mainstream tourism has left alone. The kind of places that you won't find all of the tourist traps, all lined up, bidding for your cash. The places that the real people live in, not the pretenders who are just existing for what they can extract from the gullible tourists. The real advantage for cruising on our own yacht is we never have to look for accommodation. Wherever we go, Our bed, our safe place, is right where we are, and we carry enough food and water to live quite comfortably for several months at a time. We still like to dine out more often than not, as this puts us in contact with the locals wherever we may be, as long as we pick the restaurants where the local people hang out. The prices we had to pay for a night out in Europe are about 1/4 of the cost or less for the same dinner for two in Australia. The cost of provisions are a lot less in the Mediterranean as well. We have found that by purchasing straight from the farmers at their street side stalls is a much better way to go. The vegetables and fruit taste the way they used to when we grew up on our farm. They do not keep food in cold storage pumped full of gas like we do back home. We could just untie the dock lines and sail straight for our homeland, which would take somewhere between 80 and 90 days to cross the Atlantic, the Caribbean, and the Pacific. If we were suicidal and chose to sail down through the Suez Canal, the Red Sea, and cross the Indian Ocean, down through Pirate Alley, past the Horn of Africa, it would take about 2 weeks less. But we are not bulletproof. Sailing straight home, we would see absolutely nothing but water and waves. Our goal is to visit as many places as we can get to. From time to time, we will tie up in a marina to enable us to explore the inland attractions or to fly back to Australia to catch up with family and friends. So we are not restricted to the amount of time we will be living on Anakan. We have been keeping up with all of the trouble spots to stay away from and decide if it is a lot safer to stay right away from these places altogether. This is a dream that we are making happen. I know that several years ago, when I put this idea to Annie, she thought that it was just a thing that would pass. She even said, "Are you crazy?" But here we are, living that dream, doing the thing that we all thought at one point in time would never be a reality. I thank Annie for helping me make this dream come true.